Coming to you live from our studio in Spooky Town. It's the Pumpkin Spice Girls Halloween Spooktacular. And here are your hosts, the Pumpkin Spice Girls.
Good evening, fellow Ghost Tricks and Gimme Ghouls. I'm Mike, and I'm here with Chris and Tommy, and we're the Pumpkin Spice Girls. Tonight we have something very special planned for you. Our first ever Halloween Spooktacular. A night filled with haunts and duels, spooks and spells, terror, and traps. The rules are simple. We each play a spooky deck in a best of one match. The winner of the first plays the last. My personal favorite thing about Halloween is just the general atmosphere. I love the scary, the spooky, the mystical. Tom, what's your favorite thing about Halloween?
My favorite thing about Halloween is judgment-free zone, spirits are free, and anything's possible.
Chris, what's your favorite thing about Halloween?
Well, my favorite thing about Halloween is you can be anything you want to be. You want to be a firefighter? Go ahead. You want to be a spooky skeleton? Go and do it up. You want to be a serial killer that killed 27 people on their way here to the set? You can do that too! No, seriously, I did.
Okay, let's go on to the deck profiles.
Okay guys, it's time for me to talk about my spooky deck. It is one of my favorites, I've been running it for years. It is Skull Servants. Now you may be wondering, how do Skull Servants work? It's pretty straightforward. Their main card is King of the Skull Servants. His effect is that when he is on the field, he gains 1,000 attack for every Skull Servant engraved. To go and get those monsters engraved, you go and you use White Prince. White Prince will go and send a Skull Servant or lady. Now, to go and get more Skull Servants engraved, we will go and utilize our White Princess. She sent a White Prince from deck to grave. We also run White Baking. He has protection for destruction of a level 3 or lower, as well as when he is sent to grave, you will go and add 2 Skull Servants and discard 1, which is very handy. White Lord, he goes and he sends a equal number of Skull Servants engraved, including himself, to go and mill from the top of the deck. And White Mare. White Mare allows you to go and discard him to go and turn from banish any Skull Servant, King of the Skull Servant, or Lady in White, or himself, which allows you to boost up your Skull Servant's attack. I run a Shiranui Solitaire, which he allows you to go and bring out a Zombie Tuner, which you mainly go into Unizombie. Then we have Mizuki. Mizuki and allows him to banish himself from grave to go and special summon a zombie. It's very handy for the deck. Going into the spells, we play Ghost Meets Girl, a Shiranui story. You discard a monster card from hand, special summon a Shiranui. You run Solitaire. Go use that, bring out Solitaire to get your Unizombie out. Next up is a Foolish Burial, allows you to send a monster from deck to grave. Can be a Mizuki, can be a White Prince, can be a White Bake. Then we run a Super Polymerization, allows you to go and use 2 of your opponent's monsters, or 1 and 1, to go and special summon a fusion monster from deck, and it doesn't have interrupts. So the next card is Laundry Trap. Laundry Trap is very easy and straightforward. You go whenever a monster is special summoned or normal summoned, you send the top card of your deck to the grave. If it happens to be milled, you can add a card from grave back to your hand, but it cannot activate its effects this turn. Next up is Mind Drain. It stops monster effects in hand, which is very handy in this format. And the final card is our Secret Sauce, Magic Cylinder. It's a card that's been around forever, and it can go and be for very funny plays. Now onto the extra deck. We go and we run Relinquish Anima. He allows you to get your level 1s off the field, and he can have the possibility of equipping a monster to gain attack. Rank 2, we run Avenger of Savior. When he attacks, you can send a zombie monster from deck to grave and make your opponent lose attack. It's funny for a good starter as well. Our other Link 2 is Vampire Sucker. It is a funny card where you can bring back a zombie monster from deck to grave, you'll draw a card, and you can make an opponent's monster come back to draw a card. Our final Link 2 is Nightmare Phoenix. Very straightforward, discard a card, pop a spell or trap on field. Going into our Link 3s, we run Shiranui, Skill Saga Supremacy. She protects your Synchro monsters while they're on field. Then into our Synchros, we run Immortal Dragon. He allows you to go and send a zombie monster from deck to grave, and he is a tuner, which is very nice. Into our level 7, Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon. He gains 100 attack for each zombie in grave. Black Rose Dragon is just funny because you can just do a board wipe and he's a level 7. Skeletal Dragon Felgrand, when he is summoned, you can banish a monster from your field or grave. Then rounding out Synchros, it's Red Eyes Zombie Dragon Lord. When he goes and battles, you can banish a zombie monster, special summon them back from grave, as well as you have the ability to special summon a zombie monster from deck. Going into fusions, we have Dragon Necro, Nether Soul Dragon. He just needs 2 zombies. He's like an illusion monster, it can't be destroyed in battle, and you make a token of the opponent's attack. Mud Dragon in the Swamp, very good super poly target. Goes and allows you to use 2 of your opponent's monsters, and you can protect your monsters or make it so your opponent can't target theirs. Garua is very similar to Mud Dragon, he just requires same type and attribute, and the main focus of him is sending him to grave to draw a card. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon requires 2 darks, and when he is destroyed, you destroy all special summon monsters in the field, which is very funny. And rounding everything out is Yubel, the Loving Defender Forever. Good card against Yubel decks, allows you to go and interrupt their plays. And yeah, that is Skull Servants. I hope you guys have liked it and can't wait to show you how it plays.
Alright, it's time for my spooky deck profile. Today I'll be running Ghost Tricks. I want to give a shout out to the channel Kovu Games with a Z for the inspiration on this deck. I'm running a 60 card deck, so I'm going to blow through the profile real fast. 3 Ghost Trick Jack Frost. 3 Ghost Trick Stein. 3 Ghost Trick Mummy. 3 Ghost Trick Siren. And then 3 Ghost Trick Doll. We're running 2 Ghost Trick Fairy. 2 Spectre. 2 Mary. 2 Ghoul. 2 Jiangshi. 2 Skeleton. 2 Lantern. 2 Nikosume. And then a lonely Ghost Trick Werewolf. For the spell cards, we're running 3 Ghost Trick Mansion, 2 Ghost Trick Museum, 2 Ghost Trick Shot. And then we're running 3 Extravagance and 2 Lightning Storm. Then for the trap cards, 3 Ghost Trick Renovation, 2 Break, 3 Scare, 2 Ghost Trick Retreat, 2 Ghost Trick Around, 2 Ghost Trick Night, 2 Ghost Trick Vanish. Extra deck. We're running 3 Dualahan, 3 Sokyu Boss, of course 3 Alucard, and 3 Ghost Trick Festival. And then for the final extra deck card, running 3 Ghost Trick, the Angel of Mischief. Basically, she is a 2K beater, and when she has 10 materials on her, you win the duel. Alright, we'll move on to Tommy's.
My spooky deck is Mimigools. They all share the same effect. They can all be activated from the hand, put on your opponent's side of the field, and then they all do something magical. The first card of the deck is going to be Mimighoul Dragon. He's a Stratos of the deck, searches. and his flip effect is any face-up monsters get blown up. Next one is a 3 of Archfiend. This one might get cut down, but as of right now, still very helpful. When he's normal summoned, he will flip a card face up, triggering the effect, and if he's on the opponent's side of the field and he's flipped, they discard a card and I draw a card. The 1-ofs can be Cerberus. When he's flipped face up, banish 3 on your opponent's side, and you get to steal one of the monsters and put it on your field. It's very good for this deck because you need material. Then we got a 2 of Master. With the new sets coming out, the Master is probably going to get cut down to 1, but as of right now, he's at 2. His effect is more of a search a monster for more follow-up plays. Due to opponent's activating cards, we're going to run Unicorn. Want to slowly tear down that extra deck, especially with all the cards being so expensive. Probably a lot of 1-ofs. My preference is, I do love the Bestial Engine. 2 Druid Swarm when he leaves the field, pop a card on the field. 1 Magnemite Stitches, and then he'll also search out Dragon, as Dragon is a dragon, and 1 Baldrake. Baldrake's effect is when your opponent special summons, you can tribute another light or dark, and stop the summon. And then we get into the hand traps, D-Shifter, which you know what that does, it ruins everybody's deck. I run 2 Ash, 3 was too much, was drawing too many bricks. Run 3 Veiler, definitely want to stay alive. Run 3 Nib, all the Fiendsmith cards and everything. There's just so many summons, kind of hard not to run it. And then we run 3 Dungeon. Dungeon's effect is, if your opponent controls a face down monster, they cannot normal summon. Very handy in this deck, we want to stay alive. Terraforming. I run 2 Maker. This one picks out 2 flip monsters from the deck, and your opponent randomly gets 1, and you randomly get 1. It just helps with building up bodies on the field. We run 2 Summoning Curse. If I activate my Mimical card and give it to you, you gotta banish a card from hand. Very handy. Mimical Room, definite 3 of. Essentially it's a Book of Moon, and it lets you search another Mimical card for more follow-up. Run 3 Imperms. And then the last card is Reverse for Use. If we do burn through all of our Mimical cards, and they're all in the graveyard and we can't get them back, we just get them back anyways. Extra deck. Since we are spamming, we do run a lot of links. Start off with IP. Phoenix, back row removal. Link 2, easy enough to get out. Code Talker. And a Griffin. Griffin's great, there's a bunch of little funny plays you can do, locking your opponent out of doing any monster effects. Unicorn. Get rid of opponent's monster, give us some space. Anima. I've run the Anima because of these 2 guys right here. We run a little Shadal package, and that's when the Bestials come in, because we need a light or a dark. And if we can't get one, we just use Anima to give us window. Some of the other link 4s would be Zelantis. We use Zelantis just to put everything back face down. And Beauregard. We use Beauregard to flip it back up. And then we're running the Zeus package. And then right now, I just have a Decode. Decode is more of just a placeholder. And a Dark Charmer, mostly just to get back some more material. Now I want to go home.
After a ridiculous game of rock, paper, scissors, Chris won, so he gets the bye. So Tommy and I will face off, tricks against treats, ghouls against ghosts. Let's see who ends up one step closer to being the mayor of Spooky Town.